So I just finished reading On Contradiction by Mao Zedong, and I thought what better way to talk about it than to cook Mao Zedong's favorite meal, Hao Shao Ru, also known as red braised pork. So On Contradiction is a philosophical text by Mao Zedong all about the fundamentals and foundations of dialectics. Dialectics is a very important philosophical mindset for the foundations of communism and socialism, often found in Lenin's teachings. Mao fully believes in the power of contradiction. To summarize contradiction, it's the thought that every single thing has two different sides that are constantly fighting and leading that thing to grow. An example of this contradiction is with math, where you have addition, you have subtraction, where you have multiplication, you have division. Marx and Lenin, and by extension Mao, believe that this contradiction is what proves that things exist. Without contradiction, something fully dies. Another good contradiction example is me wanting to make this meal correctly and me not wanting to have to boil meat like I'm showing you right here. Mao argues that this contradiction is natural, and he argues, honestly, he repeats the same thing over and over and over again to drive a point, and it drives me crazy. But he does argue that this contradiction is important. And important specifically in the thoughts of socialism and how communism is the natural progression to capitalism. Though he doesn't really ever go into depth on how communism is the natural progression, I believe that it's because this text is more of a fundamentals about dialectics and how to think like a socialist, rather than how said fundamentals actually translate into the socialism cause. Because of that, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he does go into it later, just not fully on contradiction. Even without the socialism aspect, I believe that dialectics is fully a beautiful philosophy. Not only philosophy, but it's also incredible for science. Unlike metaphysical thinking, which believes that things are what it is and that's all it is, dialectics believes that things can be multiple. And here, I want to take a little break in philosophy, just to show this cool gourd. And this was like an hour and a half into me cooking and I was thirsty. I like this gourd. Back to it, and this dish is looking great. Truly a contradiction between me wanting to eat it now and me having to finish the 20 minutes of it resting. In short, I believe that contradiction is a beautiful philosophy and beautiful for science. Though he does repeat himself a lot, Mao Zedong does write elegantly and brings up a lot of incredible points. I tend to agree a lot more with dialectics than any other philosophy that I've come across recently. It just makes so much sense that things are often battling themselves and then coming to a greater understanding of themselves due to that battle. And here's the finished product. Time to now eat like Mao.